Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Quick beer review. Finally found this beer. This is my favorite time of year. It's fresh hop season, and Sierra Nevada Celebration is one of my favorite beers of all time. Probably my favorite seasonal beer. It's just a beer that I drink every single year, and I love it. Born Yesterday was a beer that I started to really fall in love with, but they changed it, and I was stoked on it this year, but I can always count on Celebration, I think. So it is in cans this year. I have heard that the brewery up in Chico has this in bottles still, but I don't know if we'll see bottles for distro. Just saw cans today, which is a bummer because today's October 29th, and this was canned on October 7th. So 3 weeks in the can. Not that matters much with this beer. I just don't understand. Said the same thing during the Lagunitas thing. Chico is literally, depending on traffic and like time of year that you go, 9.5 hours for me, and it takes 3 fucking weeks to get their beer. Crazy. So yeah, not mad at the can. I love beer in cans. It's easier to put in my fridge. It's easier to recycle. This is 6.8%, I think. We'll look when we pour it. So let's do it. Stoked. I look forward to this beer every single year. It is old school. New Money Haze Bros don't like this beer. It is what it is. One of the few beers that we'll review that having a red surface to set the glass on will not be a big deal. 6.8%. Smell it. So, look at that. It's that dark amber red color. Good 2 fingers of like a khaki head. Super compact bubbles. I can see some carbonation in the glass. We're using our Brady Hops glass. I just got this glass a couple of weeks ago. Forgot I ordered this. I saw this glass and I'm like, yeah, I need to have that. I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. And it's just a fun kind of a glass. So let's shove our fat nose in it, see what it's got this year. Yeah, this is Celebration. This is toasty, malty, but it's hoppy. Sprucey, piney, just classic like amberish ale. It reminds me, if you guys, if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've had this beer before. If you're in the San Diego area and you used to drink Blazing World by Modern Times, I don't think anybody ever said that beer was based on this beer, but it reminds me of it. There's actually like a little bit of fruitiness in this, which is I wasn't expecting. But yeah, just rich maltiness, toasty brown bread, and just like pine cone sprucey floral hops. Fuck, it smells awesome. I love the way this beer smells. It just reminds me we're getting into November now. Before you know it, Christmas will be here. Crazy. So let's go and taste it. Cheers. Cheers to Celebration in cans. Yep, that's Celebration. See, this is the cool thing about this beer. I can just count on it to be the same beer that I love every single year. Big bitterness, which I love. Old school. I think I've told a story about this beer one of the years that I reviewed it. First time I ever drank this beer, I'm trying to remember what year it was. My wife lived on campus at SDSU. Had to have been like around 2003, 2002. They were having like a Christmas party. 2002? Yeah, I was old enough to buy beer. There was a liquor store, not on campus, but right next to San Diego State. And I remember walking in and I saw Celebration and never had it before. And I grabbed it because I'd heard, not that I'd heard of, I drank Sierra Nevada a little bit, just regular pale ale. Didn't really know much about it. And I remember buying this beer and bringing it back to our house and drinking it. I'm like, holy fuck, this is crazy. I can't drink this. It had to be 2002, somewhere around there. Almost 20 years ago, which is crazy. And I just remember like it blew my palate out of my head. I drank one of them and I left them at our house. I'm like, someone else can drink this. But I mean, now, all these years later, my palate's it's developed into something that loves that. It's hugely bitter. It lingers on your tongue. It's hoppy. It's piney. Again, like sprucey. But that just sweet, bready, malty, just like awesomeness. It just works perfect. I don't want to say this beer is balanced, just because as I've been talking this whole time, like the bitterness is still lingering on my tongue. I can still like feel it on my palate. But that sweetness that just kind of stays on, you know, the roof of your mouth and the sides of your tongue, it just kind of works perfectly with that. So another killer vintage of Celebration. If you've had this beer in years past, you've had this beer. So 6-pack of this, I paid $11 for it today for 12-ounce cans. So I think that's a fantastic deal, considering we just bought a 4-pack of the Lagunitas Contents Under Fresher for, it was like, what did I say it was? It was like $15 almost. So can't go wrong. Heck of a deal, heck of a beer. It's one of those classic beers. If you guys are new to the craft beer world, you probably won't like this beer. It would be fun if someone was like a new kind of craft beer person watching this. If you're like a hazy beer guy, buy this beer and drink it and tell me what you think about it, because I don't know if people these days would kind of get this beer. This beer's been around since I think 1981. It's nuts. So it stands the test of time. Love this beer, and I will forever drink this during October to December. So that's it. Another review in the books. You guys had it? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.